In this interview, we're with Andrew from AJS Outdoor Services. We're going to talk about how at 19 years old, he's doing $500,000 a year, first year out of high school, how he almost went to college and didn't have the business, and how he almost listened to his grandfather and rolled his business with no website and no online presence. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, I'm ready. I watched Kobe's. I'm excited.
All right, okay. Tell me who you are, first off, and how you got started.
So my name is Andrew Sievert. I own AJS Outdoor Services out of Bloomington, Minnesota, and I got started. I was just mowing lawns in my neighborhood.
And
That's it.
what are you mainly doing right now?
Right now, we're only project based.
So like landscape, hardscape, hydro seeding, that type of stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. So this year has been just a lot of softscapes, but we do hardscapes, softscapes, and then grass seeding.
How old are you?
19.
How much did you do in revenue last month?
Last month we did 100K in revenue.
How does
in 1
that
month.
feel?
It felt awesome.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you got started a little bit more. Tell me your actual story. Like, did you have experience? Did you come from the trades? Did you see a TikTok? What got you started?
So basically, like, I was 13 and like I didn't come from money or anything. Didn't get an allowance from my parents every month, like nothing like that. So it was like on me, like to provide the money for like a fun activity if I wanted to go do something. I was like, well, like I can mow my neighbor's lawn. Like that would be good. So I started doing that and then
How did you mow the first lawn? You just knock on doors?
I
You,
just went
you use
over.
your dad's lawnmower?
Yeah, I just went over and knocked on her door and was like, hey, can I mow your yard?
Were you like one for one door knocking, or how many doors did it take you?
Actually, it was 1 for 1. My neighbor. Yeah.
How much was it?
Like $20.
20 bucks a
Yeah.
week or what?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money back then.
I mean, for a 13-year-old, yeah.
You balling. Buy a bunch of candy bars at the Quick Trip or Casey's.
No, I've always been a saver.
All right, you're saving it.
Yeah, I was saving it.
All right, then talk to me about after that. Like, where do we go from there?
Well, when I saved up a little more, that's when I was like, okay, I need like my own mower. So my parents actually brought me to buy my first one off the marketplace with the money that I saved from.
How much? How
um,
many lawns do you have with your dad's mower? Just one, or are we mowing more?
it was probably like 10,
So you're
something
mowing
like
like
that.
10 lawns.
Yeah.
Were they all in your neighborhood?
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
how old were you at that point?
I was 13, so I was walking to every single
Oh, so you
one.
got to 13 year one, or 10 lawns year one.
Yep. Yeah. When I was
Were you
13.
10 for 10, or how many doors did you have to knock to get to 10?
Oh, it was probably like 50 doors, like the whole neighborhood. Took a lot of convincing.
That's not bad though. What's that, like 1 in 5 conversion rate?
Yeah. Somewhere
Probably
around
helped
there.
because you were 13.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you got to like 10 lawns, and then at 13 years old, what did you do? You ripped on Marketplace? Like, talk me through that.
Yeah, so my mom was like on Facebook one night and she like clicked into the marketplace tab. I was like, what's this? And I
That's
was like,
hilarious.
yeah, I was like, wait, like people are selling used stuff. I'm like,
You'd never seen Marketplace before?
no,
At 13?
no.
That's crazy.
And I was like, okay, well, I could probably get a mower. So then I was looking and I got like my first like mower that I bought was like a 36-inch Skag walk behind, something a little bit bigger, a little faster.
Were you ripping a push mower
Yeah, yeah, it was a
before
push
that?
mower. Yep.
Do you remember like what kind of push
It
mower?
was like just a little Toro recycler. Fucking, yeah.
How much did the Skag cost?
It was like $1,400, $1,500, something like that.
How much did you have saved?
At the time I probably had like 2 grand, something like that. So I just took it and reinvested it.
At 13?
Yeah.
And it was all from mowing the lawns?
Yeah, it was just from one.
How long did it take you? Like a whole summer to save that up?
Yeah, I want to say so. It was definitely it felt like a while.
And what were you like thinking at 13? Like, I'm gonna be rich. Like,
I remember a very specific moment. It's actually no, it's actually
that's why I'm
crazy.
asking, because this is what I want.
I So I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have anything. They were all paying me cash, obviously, and I would keep all my money under my bed.
Shoebox or something?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and I pulled.
I used to do that too. Like, when I was young, I used to flip sneakers. And when I was real young, from like the outlet store.
I went through that phase.
And I think I got to like 5 or 6 grand under the
Yeah.
bed in like an orange Nike shoebox.
Yep. That's
Yeah, rubber
exactly it.
banded too.
Yep. It was awesome.
Honestly, that there's I don't know if there's any better cash or, like, feeling than, like, no, like, even with what we make now,
I know,
that
it's
feels
awesome.
so good back in the day. You'd touch it, it was there,
Exactly,
no
like,
taxes.
real.
Okay, keep going.
Um, I remember I pulled out the box. This is gonna sound crazy, but I was like, because it was like a bunch of ones, fives, stuff like that. It felt like a lot. I counted it up and was like, holy crap, I have $100 right now. And I ran out, I showed my mom, and she's like, "We need to get you a bank account." Like, "No, I need to keep it in my
Yes,
shoebox."
you could see it.
Yeah,
No way, it's like the moms used to take, the Christmas money that you would get and put it into the bank account,
yeah,
and the moment it was in the bank account, you felt like you didn't own it anymore because 'cause you're 13, and it was
yep,
just gone. It's the
exactly.
worst.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. But I was mowing, and then I actually like almost for like a year, I kind of stepped away from the mowing a little bit
When
too.
was that?
Probably when I was 14, 15.
What did you tell your clients?
Um,
I'm playing travel baseball this year, I can't mow your lawn.
yeah, it was some excuse. It
Did you
was
play any sports?
so growing up at that point, I was like jumping around sports, like trying a little bit of everything. I found my sport in high school. I played lacrosse all 4 years of high school, and that's the one that I stuck with.
Okay, so back to why did you give up mowing? What did you tell your clients, and what was going through your head at that point? Because like, you just saved up all your money, spent 2 grand on a mower, or 1,200 bucks on a mower,
Yeah, it was like 14 or something like that. Yeah.
and then where were you going from there?
Yeah, so I bought the mower, and then, probably when I was, like, 14, 15, I had, like, gave them some excuse of, like, "I can't do it anymore." Mom said, "Whatever," and I still had the mower that I bought after I saved up. Well, the money that I had made from mowing the lawns even more, I actually took it, and I was buying jet skis off of Marketplace, flipping them.
How were you getting the jet skis if you were like 15?
That would take me.
Really?
Yeah.
How many of those did you do? That I did that. So when I owned Lakeshore, you probably heard this story at this
Yep.
point, but when I owned Lakeshore, when we lived in Madison Lake, the last 2 years, I didn't pay myself like anything. I just saved everything from the business because I think I flipped like 36 to 40 between like jet skis, four wheelers, dirt bikes, golf carts. I actually took jet skis. I took two 2009 Sea-Doos on a barter deal for a patio to close a deal. And we ripped them. We brought them to Ozarks for the 4th of July, and then I sold them on Marketplace for 9 grand. I remember it vividly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we did the shoreline like the riprap,
Yeah.
and we did two separate quotes. We did a riprap quote and a patio quote on top of the riprap. So it was like shoreline, patio on top.
Yep.
Because they had like a fire pit, some grass, and it was nasty. It was like, one of the Menards fire pits, like
Yeah.
half sunken in, overgrown with the weeds. They wanted a space, and we quoted them separate, and they were like, "Nah, it's too much. I think we're gonna hold off." And me being the way that I am, I saw two jet skis in the middle of summer sitting in the back of their garage, and they were nice jet skis. Two like the '09 Sea-Doos are
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Like those are like when they got to like where they're pretty nice. Like you can't tell that they're old,
Mhm.
And I was flipping stuff, so I knew what they were worth. And I said, "Hey, I saw those jet skis in your garage. Do you guys ever use them anymore?" And they're like, "Ah, no, the grandkids, like they went to college, like we don't ever use them anymore. The lake's too weedy." And I'm like, "Well, did you want to get this patio done maybe this year?" And they're like, "Well, it's a little out of the budget." I'm like, "Would you ever think about doing a deal to trade the jet skis for the patio?" And they're like, "Yeah, let us look into what we think they're worth and we'll get back to you." They did that, and they came back with a great offer for me. And they were happy they got their patio. I got the jet skis, and I think I took like part cash. I think it was 3 or 4 grand in cash. It covered the materials, and then I got the jet skis basically for damn near free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we sold them on Marketplace to somebody in Nebraska. They came up and bought them. So total side tangent, but
No,
talk. All right,
that's
how many of
awesome.
those did you flip, and how much money did you make?
So I bought the first like jet skis I bought. It was actually a pair on like a double trailer, jet ski trailer. They both just didn't work, nothing. So I just started fixing them, and I would sell them. I think I did at least like 4 or 5 old jet skis, like probably late 90s, early 2000s, around there. And then I think I flipped and sold probably about 3 to 4 four wheelers. And then I never dabbled in the dirt bikes or golf carts. Those were my main two.
How much money do you think you made doing that at like 14 or 15?
Honestly, I probably made like 5 to 10 grand off of it.
Yeah, like a grand a flip, pretty solid.
Yeah. Like,
Do you have one that you made the most on that you can remember? This is a total side tangent for your
yeah.
business, but this is actually hilarious because we all live the same life.
It was honestly probably I bought a boat. It's probably the boat.
How much you make on that? Did you have to fix it up too, or was it just you found it for a good deal?
I found it for a really really good deal in River Falls. Picked it up. Actually, me and my buddy were gonna flip it or fix it together, and then he was too busy, so then we didn't do it. And I'm like, I'll just clean it and see what I can get for it. I think I like profited like 2 grand off of that, just the boat.
I remember two specifically. One was an '09 Sea-Doo as well,
Yep.
separate. Those were money. Those
Oh
were
yeah,
money. Uh, at the time, like 4 or 5 years ago now, probably, they went for like 6 grand, roughly, give or take, depending on how nice and how many hours on it. We found it for $3,500. Drove an hour, got it, picked it up. It was theirs. Like they had the registration. We went to the DMV, everything, and we flipped it for 6. Like the next day, it was like $2,500, and it
that's
feels like
crazy.
free money.
Yeah,
And then we just put it right back into the landscaping business
yeah,
to go make more money.
exactly.
That's hilarious. Okay, so you started at 13 mowing lawns. You took a break. What brought you back to it?
Consistency. I felt like all the time and like just I don't know, effort that I was putting into the jet skis, it wasn't as consistent as I liked it to be. So then when I got my license, that's when like I actually picked up the lawn mowing again. I had the mower, so I was ready to go. Reached back out to all of those clients.
I'm back.
I probably got like half of them back. The other ones they like did themselves, whatever, not a big deal. And when I was 16, I actually worked a job then too.
What did you do?
Very specific. I did facility maintenance for a local, like, therapy place that has, like, locations all around the cities.
So were
So
you doing like weed whipping or what?
no, it was, like handyman stuff.
Oh, just like fixing things up.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like painting, trim work, stuff like that, kinda whatever needed to be done. I was like a W-2 employee with them. So, and then I was doing the mowing on the side, and then, like, a year later, I was like, I don't wanna work for you. I wanna just go all in. I only had, like, probably 3 clients to start the season, and
Was 17 years old?
yeah.
And what happened from there?
I only had 3 clients to start the season, so that's when I was probably door knocking the most, going around just trying to get odd end jobs,
Yeah.
get more mowing, stuff like that.
This has been summer of like your junior year going into senior year of high school.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did the summer go? Like how many clients you end up with? What did you do in revenue?
I think we probably did, like, 10 mowing clients max. It wasn't a lot, and then, um it was just a bunch of odd jobs. I didn't even have a CRM or anything then, so I honestly could not tell you how much we made. It was maybe like 20 grand, if that.
Okay. And then you went into senior year, it's winter in Minnesota, probably didn't do too much. And then what happened after that?
So after that, like my first like actual year in business would have been when I was um about I was still in high school because we did 100K when I was in high school.
So that was junior going into senior year. Was the other one sophomore going into junior year?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
because I'm older for my grade, so
Oh,
I
okay.
got
So
my
sophomore going to
yeah.
junior year, you did like 20 or 30 grand, whatever on the side.
Yep.
Junior to senior year summer, you did 100 grand.
Yeah. So that was like my first actual year in
Did you do
business.
100 grand by yourself? Or do you have like a side help employee,
Yeah, like side help, like 10
some guy
hours
would
a
come
week.
on the side and mow?
Yeah, like kind of every once in a while, but like majority of it was me. Um, that was the year that I vividly remember, like I did 100 grand, like my first actual year in business, which is awesome.
Did you tell your parents you're gonna be rich?
Yeah.
Like all of us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let them know.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So that was the first like actual year in
Was that when you
business.
found us?
Yeah, it would have been around
You
the time.
you paid us for a month, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That would have been when I was going into my senior year.
Okay. Went to your senior year and you did 100 grand. Then where was the mindset? Like what we're like, do I go to college? Do I not? do I go all in on the business? Do I not? What were you thinking about?
Honestly, what at that point when I went into my senior year, I wasn't even thinking about college. Like, I was just thinking about the money. I was like, I could actually make something of this. And that's when I found you guys. It was like that August, September time
Like
frame
the
there.
second when you came back?
No, no, no,
Or
my
the
first time.
original?
Yep,
Okay,
the
okay,
original
okay.
time. Yep.
All right.
Um, that's when I found you guys, took me with you, did that,
Yeah.
stayed for a month, and then um was on my own for a little bit, and then I came back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's besides the point, but we
Yeah.
can talk about it. So you paid us for a month, you left, you're busy, you're in high school, all the excuses that you now know are excuses.
Yep.
Probably be even farther if you didn't leave.
Yeah, I would be a lot further.
Okay. And then so you went 100K to what? The
So
next season.
next season we did 220, which was last year.
220 last year.
Yep.
And then what are you on track to this year?
I actually looked at the P&L today. We're at 320 already.
Okay.
On track for probably 500, I want to say.
500K.
Yeah.
We'll just, 500, 550. So you went from 100 to 220 to, let's just say, conservatively 500.
Yep.
I remember I DM'd you. This is also besides the point, to come to Minnesota, right? To come to the in-person event.
Yeah, you texted me.
And how did
Like,
that, like, some people don't even know we do in-person events, but how did that go? Value? What did you learn? Why was it important to be there?
I went there, and just from you speaking, I learned more than I had like that those months on my by myself. I learned more at that event than I had on my own. I was like, why I'm sold.
And you
Like,
came back.
yeah. I signed the next day. We took a meeting and
Rest is history.
yeah.
Okay, and what all right, let's talk about we have your story now, and I think it was good to like lay that out fully. I think it's
Yeah.
cool to have people understand who you guys actually are because it's so relatable.
Oh,
All
100%.
of us flip shit on marketplace or shoes or God knows what. All of us had damn near no experience starting, and we're at where we are now,
Yep.
which is fun. But now let's talk about like the actual business. Like what has changed from like last year to this year? Like for you to be able to go from 220 to 5 and do it profitably, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, we're very profitable now. Honestly, just systems and actually structuring the business properly to where we are having consistent lead flow. We have people who want to work for us. We have clients who actually like us, and yeah.
How has your mindset shifted? Like, let's say, because that's somewhat vague, right? People will be
Yeah.
like, well, what do you mean by that, right? Like, what has shifted completely in your head?
Just the fact that clients have to know you exist to buy from you. And before, I didn't understand that. Like, I had a Google listing, 0 reviews. I had a Facebook, 10 people followed it. Like, how are people gonna know and can buy from you if they don't see you?
It's kind of crazy in the trades that I think people will just come from the trades. So they just literally paid absolutely zero attention to real business or like any clue of why things aren't going better for them.
Gosh, I
Like,
could go back on that.
yeah. Do you wish you would have done the right stuff sooner? Not even paid me. Like, do you wish you would have just done the right stuff sooner?
I wish I would have done the right stuff sooner, but I still think I would have wanted to pay you.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you just wish you did the right stuff
Oh,
because you've been
100%.
years
Yeah.
ahead?
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
like
would be a year ahead.
people are just randomly throwing darts at a board, just hoping. And it's like, yes, you're qualified to mow lawn or, do a patio or paint a wall.
I think part of that for me, where it was like, okay, I can just go and get the work, was my grandpa owned his own like little construction business that he did.
So, what was your mindset like talking with him?
He said everything. He didn't have a website. He didn't have any. Yeah,
Keep going. Just classic.
he didn't have a website. He had logo on his trailer, stuff like that. But all of his stuff was referral. Like that's all it was because he had been around for 40
Years.
years.
Yeah.
So
And I'm assuming it probably didn't go great for him year 3 of just balling off of word of mouth.
no, he was still working a part-time job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the way that I like to think about it is it's a lot different. It's 2026 now. That's crazy. Graduated in 2017 from high school. I feel old as shit.
Graduated in 2025.
Oh, you're young. It's crazy. I feel like it's so different now. Like it's not 1980. I say this all the time. a lot of those business owners that are like legacy business owners or passed down businesses, like especially in like excavation, dirt work, and things like that, because a lot of those go down generations. The way that they came up was totally different. The internet wasn't a thing. You didn't have the tools that you have now. Like you can do SOPs with meta glasses, you could do sales with Loom, you could do all these fun things that didn't exist.
Exactly.
It would be like it would be like two things. I'll relate it to two things. When they first made cars, it'd be like, I'm not using the car. That's dumb. I could just get in my horse and go. Like, stupid. Or it would also be like, hey, the first time, like imagine you dropped a brand new 255 skid into 1980.
They'd be amazed.
That is the competitive advantage that you guys have doing the right shit right now. Like
Yeah.
nobody's willing to do the right stuff right now. And you guys that are betting on yourselves and betting on like building your skills as an entrepreneur and a business owner instead of just your skills in the field, you literally have the competitive advantage of dropping a 255 into 1980 when they're probably still using shovels or terrible old ass skid steers that had no power.
That's a great analogy.
I'd never even thought about it like
Yeah,
that.
it's awesome.
I'm sorry using that now.
Yeah, you need to.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
and then the crazy part too is, um, you could have listened to your grandpa, right? With like looked at the and not even listened to him in a bad way, but just looked at the way he built his business, right?
Yeah. I I think that's part of the reason why that I looked at it that way, because I was like, "Okay, well, my grandpa, he's successful," but I didn't realize all the shit that he had to go to before.
Probably like 10, 20 years of eating shit
Exactly.
and working actually hard,
Yeah,
like our grandparents did. Now everybody
100%.
just likes to complain that they don't make 100K in the first month.
Yeah. Yeah, even now, that's the biggest thing. Like, yes, our older generation, they ate shit for 10 years, and that's kinda where they got it to be. Now, people still don't have enough delayed gratification where they can't eat shit for 2 years, for 3 years.
It's crazy. And
Like,
it's like so obtainable too. Like, I mean, you didn't have a ton of like, did you have any business knowledge? Like when you started your business?
no, no,
Did you have a fancy degree?
no, I
Did
don't.
did you like work for a landscaper for 10 years?
Never.
So in basically 2 years of actually owning a business, you've been able to get to 500K a year profitably at 19 years old.
Yep.
That's the opportunity that exists in the marketplace right now. And people want to just sit back and complain.
My life sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's actually crazy. Okay, what about you and your business now? Like what do you have to say about that? Just like the way it's going and any tips, pointers that you might have for somebody else? Like we're trying to provide value here. Like
Yeah. Like, now, honestly, I feel like I love business even more, that I'm doing it right and profitably, and it feels good. Uh, Now I'm at a point where we are able to, like, be selective in work that we take. We're able to, like, if something happens to a guy, we're able to, like, pay them and that they're still taken care of and actually, like, provide for our employees too. And last year I couldn't do that. So it's crazy to see just that year of growth. Um, I would say the biggest takeaway this year is just having money in the bank. Like, it's a lot more freeing, and I have so many more options. Money gives you options, and I feel like people don't understand that.
nobody understands that. I mean, we've worked with 1,500 business owners at this point. We have 760 active clients today that all own home services between 0 and $10 million a year, probably 0 employees to maybe 80 employees, our top business. I would say when people come to us, it is so common that they have less than like 50 grand in their business account.
That's
And
crazy to me.
it's impossible, in my opinion, to operate a good business without cash.
I
Because
agree.
when you don't have cash, you operate out of scarcity, you make terrible decisions, you never bet on long-term things, you always have problems, and just one problem from a client that you can't control can basically put you out.
Mhm.
Like, let's talk about last year because you didn't get paid. I mean, we won't name who didn't pay you, but you called me in the middle of winter because you hadn't stacked enough cash. Like, talk to me about that situation, about just commercial snow in general and like your experience.
Yeah, so January, that's when I remember calling you,
I
and
remember I was at Mike Andy's,
yeah,
like, doing the podcast, and I
I
was
was freaking out.
yeah, I was like, "I don't really have time to call, but I'll call if we need to," and you're like, "Yeah, we need to."
Yeah. I thought that so in September, I had this big opportunity to take on some big snow contracts. At the time, it seemed like great decision. Like, I'm gonna make money.
Like it
It's
always
gonna be
does.
awesome. I was excited, and I was like, okay, I need to stack cash to float me because it was a net 45, which I was fine with, but I didn't stack enough to get through because it actually snowed, and that was the problem. Well, I was the problem for not stacking enough cash, and stacking enough cash was not a lot.
Did you get paid?
Eventually,
How long did it take you to get paid?
they were probably behind like 2 months.
So just a quick lesson as well, like, again, free value, like, especially when you have, like, under probably 50 grand, in my opinion, you have to be extremely careful in commercial or business to business situations. Oftentimes, those are the people that don't pay on time, because they're out as well. And surprise, surprise, those businesses that you think are good businesses are probably robbing Peter to pay Paul,
Yep,
and they can't afford to pay you, even though
exactly.
you thought they were a good business.
Yep.
So it's just a little like side tangent. Just be extremely careful. And a lot of times, guys, it doesn't matter the trade, right? We're talking about lawn and snow right now, landscape and snow. But even, let's say painters, you get this big commercial contract, do $100,000 worth of painting for some apartment complex. You're pumped up. It's the biggest lead you ever have. You're psyched. You have 22 grand in your bank account. It costs you 42 grand to buy the paint. And then they tell you they're 90 days on top of the 60 that you had it billed at. You're fucked. And this is why cash is so extremely important when you're operating a business, and nobody talks about it, because all they hear is all these entrepreneurs and these internet friggin' people say, "Oh, you just need to put it all back in and scale and just buy as much equipment as you can." And these people that are buying all this equipment and hiring these terrible people, like, they don't actually know what they're doing in the business.
No, not at all.
Like, you need to know what you're doing in the business and have cash to be able to run a business. Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody stacks cash. Everybody likes to buy a bunch of equipment to feel cool in front of their friends, family, or cousins or town members. Like,
Yeah, it's just they see it on social media, it's just all flashy, and they're like, "That guy's successful, I need to do that," and they go bankrupt.
how have you been? Okay, you got to 500,000 this year profitably. Like, how have you been able to get there? Like, have you ran thousands of dollars of paid ads? Like,
No.
what you just explain to me, like, how you get there.
Uh, 0 unpaid ads, don't do that. Honestly, it's just community. Like, in the winter, even though it was a tough winter, I was consistent in putting the inputs into the back end of the business because you can post about your work, you can do all that, that's great. But if you don't put the inputs that you need to in the back end of the business, it's not going to go anywhere. And even today, I still do it in a different way, being summer.
Yeah.
Um, so in the winter, I was just very focused on trying to put those small inputs in and just do it consistently too. I feel like people always fall off.
People
And
get real motivated for a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then not the whole rest of the winter.
oh, 100%. Like I'm victim to it too.
Everybody is. It's
Yeah.
hard.
And I probably fell off for like a month of winter, which definitely put me behind. But just leading up to the season, I kept putting in those inputs, which I feel brought us into the season pretty strong.
And just to delineate too between like the posting of the work, right? Like we talked about this earlier, people need to know. You said your biggest takeaway was people need to know your business exists to buy from you,
Yep.
right? That's the biggest takeaway.
Yep.
When you're posting your work and it's going to 20 people, I don't care how much you spend on a drone. I don't care how much you spend editing. If nobody sees it, it's not helping your business. There's much higher leverage tasks that you can do to get your business in front of more homeowners that can afford to pay you, or more commercial businesses that would want to use your services rather than just posting, right? And
Yep.
people literally post like one time the whole winter, don't know what they can post. Like, it's crazy out there.
Yeah, and like that's when you also have to do like the right shit too. Like you can definitely post work. Like I post work
Yeah, you have to.
through winter because it has to be there. But we're also doing the other inputs that push it.
Yeah, I would attribute it to, and we talk about this a lot, obviously, inside of what we do, but when you build something, you have to build it in the right order.
Yep.
Like when you build a patio, you have to build it in the right order and do each one well. You can't do it all in the right order, but just forget to screed, and it's all unlevel. Doesn't matter if you excavate correctly. Doesn't matter if you lay plywood or mats down to not fuck up somebody's yard. Doesn't matter how quickly you do that. And what you use Unilock and you
Yep.
use good poly sweep, but you just decide you're just gonna skip 3/8 chip. Ain't gonna work.
Patio's gonna fail. It's crazy.
And that's what people do in their business.
Yeah. It, it's crazy how relatable just installing is to business.
Everything is the
Yeah.
exact same.
It,
Everything in the world is the exact same. You can relate it back to like the gym. The
I
gym,
was gonna get there.
installing, business. Yeah, what do you have to say about it?
Uh, I brought this up to you this year. Uh, I texted you and I said I started going to the gym this year more frequently, and it was the best decision I ever made because I feel like it made my business better. Because I was consistently like disciplined going to the gym, and I feel like almost building that grit in the gym helps you transfer that into your business as well, and I find that important.
Yeah, you have to do the actions repetitively to get an outcome. Imagine you go to the gym for a day on, 7 days off, 2 days on, 6 days off, vice versa, and you half eat well. You don't get an outcome. People do this in their business every day.
Yeah, it's like trying to get a six pack before 10 days before your wedding. Not gonna happen.
No, never. All right, what advice? Like, what advice do you have for somebody maybe sitting in your own position, or like, what have you seen?
I would say, even though it's the summer, like the busy season for a lot of contractors, it gets busy. You still have to take time and put the back end inputs into the business. This year, one of my biggest rules that I've tried to follow very strictly is off the job site by 5. Some nights didn't happen, but been trying very hard to get that so that I can take my 5 to 9, whatever that is, to actually work on the business rather than sitting in a skid until 9. Yeah, I can probably make an extra 20 grand this year by working until 9 every night, but what's that going to do for me in 2 to 3 years?
Might be the difference between an extra $500,000 in revenue, probably.
hmm
So, okay, explain to me actually. So you're 19, running a $500,000 business. What does your day look like?
So I get up probably around like 5 or 6 in the morning. I just like to go straight to the shop, get everything ready. Normally we leave about 6:30, job site by 7. Uh, I kind of do a hybrid model right now, so I'll work with the guys in the morning from about 7 to 11 around there, and then I'll take a couple hours to go do quotes, work on computer, just back end stuff, and then I'll come back and I'll work with them the remaining of the day until about 4 or 5. Go to the shop, unload, they go home, and then after that, that's when I go to my office and that's when I do my back end inputs, setting up stuff that I need to do.
From like 5 to 10.
Yeah.
It's like doing quotes, selling
Quotes.
projects,
Yeah.
scope of works,
SOPs. Yeah.
learning,
Yep. Yeah.
learning
Learning.
bettering yourself, spending some time on Facebook, doing the right stuff. Okay, another big common thing that I think would be helpful actually to give here would be a lot of 19-year-olds or even 25-year-olds running businesses, for example, they literally will be like, well, my guys don't let me go off the job site. Like they're slower when I leave. They talk shit when I leave. I hear this so often. Like my guys don't understand why I'm off a job site. They're not going to work as hard. How do you frame that to your guys?
Um, It kinda depends, honestly. Like, I think that I truthfully just have good guys that they understand what I'm trying to grow and achieve. Like, we just moved into a new shop space. Uh, I left them to move everything in. I gave them that task. They're very capable of that, set up shelving, whatever. And I asked them, I was like, it's August. I asked them, I was like, what did I do well this year so far that you guys have liked? And what can I improve on? So you guys like me and wanna, like, work here,
And you
and
you ask your employees this.
yeah, you gotta talk to them.
Where did you learn that? All right, keep going.
So, I just asked them, like, "What can I do better as a boss?" And just ask them how they like our schedule and what I'm doing, and they said they love it when I jump in and work with them when I can. Like, they understand that I'm willing to still like get my hands dirty
Get on a
and do the work.
shovel, do whatever,
Yeah,
carry block, whatever you need to do.
exactly. And they also understand that if they want to work next week, we have to sign projects. So they get where I have to jump off and go to look at an estimate. One big thing that I did now that we have an actual shop space was I asked them like, what do you guys want like hung up in the shop? What do like signs, stuff like that, that gets you motivated where you actually want to be here, where you want to come to work in the morning and enjoy it. So it
Creating
was,
good culture.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the way that, framing it to your employees is like, hey, we're a team here. And as the team, we're trying to make as much impact in the community and grow our business as much as possible. And you can't grow a business if like, let's say you're an owner operator and you have two employees, right? That's where a lot of people are, like
yep,
2 to 5. You're the owner, I'm an employee, and somebody else next to me is an employee. If all three of us are here busting up the concrete, who is signing the next project or who is telling Kathy that we exist so we have another project? Nobody. And I assume that the employees want hours, want stability in their life, and want to be paid more and maybe given bonuses and
exactly,
have the opportunity to make more next year. You don't make more if we're sitting on a job site dicking around all day because you're not going to have more jobs. You're not going to be able to sell at a higher price, and you're not going to be able to build a brand that people want to work for in your community.
exactly.
Super important.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. That's really cool. You're off the job site at 5. You'd say that's like one of the most impactful things as well?
Yeah, it's one of the most important things that I just try and stick to like regularly because just through the summer it's been huge.
What another question I know people would give, myself included when I was 18, 19. You had no experience. How did you learn how to do some of these projects, bid some of these projects? Like, what could you say to somebody that's maybe doing, $5,000 jobs and mowing a bunch of lawns, is a good business owner, but
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know how to take the next step to do these bigger stuff.
Honestly, a lot of YouTube, just watching guys that are like in the industry already, like they're maybe running a couple crews, just seeing how like they operate from that perspective. Um, Research, actually reaching out to other businesses in the area. Something I did when we did mowing was I called up my competitor and I asked him, I was like, hey, what's like your minimum for mowing? I don't want to drive the market down or anything. I don't want to be the $20 guy. What do you guys charge as a minimum so that I can at least stick there? And they told me, and I was like, okay, cool. So I know I need to be at least here. And I just you run your own numbers and see to make sure that you can do that
What
profitably.
about what about like the bigger projects? Like, did you go install with somebody? Do you ask your supply yard? I mean, I have tips I can give, but like, I want to hear what you did, and then I'll give my piece.
I actually practiced on my house. So there was just like a walkway that needed to be redone at my house. And after talking to another BCBA member, he gave me the idea. He's like, "Don't practice on a client's house. Like that's not fair. They're expecting this to be better. Practice on your own house. Like spend the money." So I actually spent like $2,500 on Unilock nice hex
Shout out
pavers,
Unilock.
and I ripped out the walkway in my house. Just concrete walkway. It was busted already. Com- did it in a weekend and just did it as a whole learning experience so that I know what to do at the customer's job site. Yeah.
Super helpful. And like, relating this to any trade, like if you're gonna do a bathroom remodel or you're gonna paint something or God knows what, like you can ask a friend, a family member, if you don't have your own house, a lot of friends, family, or maybe somebody in your community that you went to high school with, a teacher or a football coach or some shit. Like,
Do it at
yeah,
cost.
do it at cost and just learn. It's part of the tuition. And the fun part is like you don't have to pay to learn. You can do it for free.
Yeah.
Like they'll pay for the materials. You just go, hey, I'll give you a receipt to everything that I buy as long as we just get this done. And a ton of people would do that for you. And
Oh
then
yeah.
like outside of that too, because this is something I wish somebody would have told me sooner. I mean, if you're in a community like ours, you can ask. But like outside of this, like you can call up other
Oh
contractors.
yeah.
You call up a contractor an hour away from you and go, hey, I'll give you free labor for a week. Roll up there, learn how to, paint a warehouse or, do a bathroom remodel or install a patio or retaining wall. And you learn so much in a week or two. And the fun part is you don't have to pay. You're not paying them 10 grand to learn.
No,
You're just giving your time, and your time's not worth shit if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have money. You can do that. You can ask your supply yard. They want to sell you stuff. And if your supply yard flicks you off, then just go find a new supply yard. Go find somebody that's actually good in the industry that wants to help you learn how to install correctly so you can go sell their product.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, like the analogy you gave of going an hour away to work for someone, come back, do your business. You could be referral partners. Long-term place.
Boom. And also, what I don't know when this is coming out, but I want to say, if you're a hardscaper, Unilock will help you install. They teach you how to install.
Yeah, they do.
And Unilock's a great partner of ours.
We've had the Unilock rep come out to our job site.
They've been at our in-person events. They're donating all the material for our headquarters, which is going to be sweet. So if you're a hardscaper, there you go. If you're a painter or somebody else, we don't have a partnership for you to lay you up to. Hopefully, eventually. All right. Anything else you want to add in general?
Um,
Thoughts, comments?
I would say I want to touch on college.
Yeah,
Actually,
please,
we didn't
please.
do
Let's talk
that.
about college versus betting on yourself.
Yeah, so I was in a position where my family was insisting for me to go to college and take that route. Uh, love my family, but at that point, I knew that entrepreneurship was for me. I could not picture myself doing anything else. So I was actually enrolled in college, ready to start, and like a week before, something like that, um, I just called them up and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not coming."
When was that in relation to signing up for our shit? Because I swear,
I was already with you.
I swear when we talked too, you said like, "Hey, what did you have, like 10 grand to your name saved?"
Yeah, like
20?
10, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swear you said like, "Hey, I'm trying to decide between doing this or going to college."
We have multiple conversations.
And I was like, "Dude, you can do what you want. The $1,000 or whatever that you're gonna pay me is not gonna change where I'm at. But if I was sitting in your chair and I was 18 and you know that you're destined to own the business, like just go own the business. 4 years from now, think about where you're at 1 year from now. Think about where you'll be at 3 more years in, how much money you'll have, the experience in the real world you have, and you didn't just learn a bunch of vocab words.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I would say for me personally, not going to college was probably the best decision I ever made.
Not going to college is doing $500,000 year one.
I'll take that.
Pretty solid.
Your first year out of high school.
Anything else at all? Are we good?
Huh? I'm solid.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.